Archer the Disco Rainbow Dragon and the Return of the Dance. Once upon a time, in a magical land filled with twinkling stars and glittering rainbows, there lived a dragon named Archer. Archer was no ordinary dragon. His scales shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow, and when he danced, his every move sparkled like a million disco balls. He was the king of the world, a world where the music was always upbeat, and the lights never dimmed. His kingdom was called the Rainbow Realm, and it was a place of endless celebration, where every dragon, fairy, elf, and unicorn alike danced together beneath the brilliant, sparkling sky. Archer had once been the heart of the world. His dazzling moves lit up the skies and made everyone smile. His kingdom was alive with joy, and his people loved him deeply. Every day there was a festival, a celebration, or a party. How Archer looked was constantly changing as the day and night progressed. It was all part of his special magic. The air was always filled with the rhythmic beat of funky music, and Archer's signature move, the disco spin, was something that every creature knew by heart. His laughter echoed like a soft melody in the wind, and the streets were paved with glitter and joy. But then, something changed. Slowly at first, but surely, the music began to fade. The funky, fast beats of the disco era were replaced with something new, something quieter, more mellow. The parties became fewer, and the dancing stopped. At first, Archer thought it was just a passing trend. But time went on, and the world seemed to lose its spark. The rainbow that once painted the sky now felt dull and faded. The streets, once glittering, grew dull. And one day, to Archer's great dismay, the people stopped dancing. They no longer joined him in his joyful celebrations. Disco had gone out of style. This made Archer very sad. His heart, once full of joy, felt heavy. His kingdom was still beautiful, but it was empty of the laughter and music that once filled the air. Archer no longer had anyone to dance with. His once vibrant kingdom had turned into a quiet place, and he was left alone in his grand ballroom, his glittering scales no longer shining so brightly. One day, the kingdom crowned a new king, Kebab, the K-pop dance king. Kebab was young, fresh, and full of energy. He didn't dance to the fast, funky rhythms of disco. No, Kebab's moves were smooth, cool, and robotic, all set to the latest music trends. His dance style was slick and modern, and the people of the kingdom adored him. They followed his every move, entranced by his smooth, hip-hop-inspired grooves. The streets, now filled with new music and new styles, pulsed to the rhythm of Kebab's dance. Archer watched from his crystal tower, feeling the pang of loneliness. His once glittering kingdom had a new king now, and it wasn't him. Kebab's music was different. The world didn't seem to care about the disco beat anymore. The light in the sky, which had once been so bright and colorful, felt dim, and Archer couldn't understand why. What had happened to the joy, the sparkle, the dance? Night after night, Archer would sit alone, staring out at the world he had once ruled. He longed to dance again, but the music no longer played his tune. And then, one evening, when he was feeling especially down, he made a decision. He would visit Kebab, the new king, and find out how he could bring the joy back into the kingdom. Maybe there was something he could learn. Perhaps the new music wasn't so bad after all. So, Archer spread his rainbow wings wide and flew down to the royal palace, where Kebab was hosting one of his now famous dance parties. The sound of upbeat, rhythmic beats filled the air as Archer landed in front of the grand gates. He had been so used to being the center of attention, but now he was just another dragon, lost in the crowd. "Hello, Kebab," Archer said as he approached the new king, who was practicing his moves in the courtyard. Kebab stopped and turned, his eyes lighting up with curiosity. "Ah, Archer, the disco rainbow dragon," Kebab said with a grin. "I've heard so much about you. What brings you here?" Archer, feeling a little unsure of himself, looked down at the ground. "I've been watching you, Kebab. You're an amazing dancer, and the people love you. But I'm not sure how to feel about it all. I've spent so long being the king of the world, bringing people together through dance, but now everything has changed. The disco lights are gone. People don't want to dance with me anymore." Kebab tilted his head, a thoughtful expression crossing his face. "I see. You know, Archer, when I first started dancing, I wasn't sure anyone would like my moves either. But it's not about the style of dance, it's about the joy you bring to it. You have something unique about you, something no one else has. Your disco moves, they brought so much happiness to this world. Just because the style has changed doesn't mean your spirit has to fade. People will always remember the joy you brought." Archer's heart fluttered. Could it be that simple? Could he still be a part of this world even if the music wasn't the same? Kebab smiled and extended his hand. "Come dance with me, Archer. Let's show the world that there is always a place for joy, no matter what the music is." Archer hesitated, but then he felt something stir deep within him. It wasn't just nostalgia for the past, it was the fire that had always burned inside him. He had always danced for the love of it, for the joy it brought, not because it was fashionable. Maybe it was time to let go of the old ways and find something new. With a deep breath, Archer nodded. "All right, Kebab, let's dance." And so they did. At first, Archer was unsure of the rhythm. The music was different. It wasn't the quick, upbeat disco rhythm he had once known. But as he watched Kebab, he realized that dancing wasn't about perfect steps, it was about feeling the music in your heart. Kebab's style was smooth and cool, but Archer's movements were bright and bold, sparkling with every twist and turn. As they danced together, they blended their styles, creating something new, something wonderful. The people who had gathered around the palace stopped and watched in awe. Archer's rainbow scales shimmered in the light, while Kebab's sleek moves flowed like water. The crowd cheered, their excitement growing with every beat. And as they danced, something magical happened. The sky above them began to sparkle, the stars twinkling brighter than ever before. The music, once quiet and calm, became more vibrant and full of life. Archer's joy returned, and with it, the joy of the kingdom. After that night, Archer and Kebab became the best of friends. They traveled across the Rainbow Realm, performing together and showing the people that dance could be anything they wanted it to be. It didn't matter if it was disco, hip-hop, or something entirely new. What mattered was that they danced with joy, and the people followed their example. Archer's heart was light once more, and the Rainbow Realm became a place of endless celebration again. The kingdom had its King Archer, the Disco Rainbow Dragon, and its K-pop dance king, Kebab. Together, they ruled the realm, not by force, but by the love of dance. and the joy it brought. And so, Archer learned that even when the world changes and the music shifts, there is always room for joy. There is always room for dance, and most importantly, there is always room for love. And from that day on, the kingdom of the Rainbow Realm sparkled brighter than ever before. Archer was no longer just the king of the disco era. He was the king of joy. And in the heart of the kingdom, the music never stopped. Archer the Disco Rainbow Dragon and the Return of the Dance.